everyone, welcome back. Today we are trying a brand spanking new recipe today here on In the Kitchen with Sandy. I am making a Mexican lasagna. It sounds amazing. The picture looks amazing. I love Mexican food. I love all food, but Mexican food is really one of my favorites. That and seafood and pasta, and I just love them all. A lot of the things here you probably already have on hand to make it. We're going to make the red sauce from scratch. The recipe has great reviews, so I'm trusting and believing that this is going to be amazing, amazing. I've got some ground chuck, about 1.5 pounds. I've got a cat. Ouch! I've got a cat at my foot here. He's wanting some attention. I've got 1.5 pounds of ground chuck starting on my stove over here. I've got all the ingredients ready to go. No chopping or anything because they've all been already chopped ahead of time. This cat's about to get a whipping. I've already got my ground beef started, and what we're going to do is we're going to add our onions to this like right now. It says to add one yellow onion, but you know what, it doesn't say the size, so I just cut enough onion to put in here. I cut 2 like small, 2 medium, then that way we can have some extra you know, for topping if we would like. I'm gonna finish chopping this hamburger up here, this ground chuck. It doesn't say to drain your ground chuck, it just says to add the other ingredients once this starts getting done. But oh, splashed on me, but I think maybe I will try to drain it just a little bit. So you're going to add into this, once this is just about done, you don't cook it all the way done, you're going to add your flour. This is 1/4 cup of flour. I poured it all over the spoon. Your seasonings, this is 3 tablespoons of chili powder, teaspoon of ground cumin, of garlic powder. I don't have ground coriander, but I do have some fresh cilantro because we're going to use that as well. And then 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. Those all go in. And you're going to add, it says 4 to 6 cloves of garlic. And then you're going to add 1/3 cup of tomato paste. This is 4 cups. You're going to add about 3.5 cups of chicken stock. You know what? I don't know why the extra 1/2 cup would make a difference. Do you? What's 1/2 cup, right? We're gonna add the whole thing. We're gonna do 4 cups. This is a 4-ounce can of the diced green chilies, a 14.5-ounce can of the fire roasted tomatoes. That's gonna make a lot of sauce. Now let's get this stirred up. And once you get this well combined, what we're going to do is we're going to turn this up till it comes to a boil, and we're going to let it simmer probably for about 25-30 minutes. Go ahead and add in about 1 teaspoon of sugar and 1/2 tablespoon of, it calls for apple cider vinegar, but I don't have apple cider, so I've got red wine, so we're going to use that. Just give it a little bit of tanginess. Then the recipe calls for a can of pinto beans. I do not have a can of pinto beans. I have the white beans, the Great Northern, but I'm not going to use those. But I do have a can of the traditional refried beans. I'm going to add that in as well. I'm not going to add the whole can in there because I think it would be too much. But I'm going to add probably about 1/2 can of this. And it's going to help, you know, thicken it up as well too. The beans probably would have been better. If you have pinto beans, a can of pinto beans, I would use those. I don't think it's really going to matter too much because the refried beans, they have a nice flavor to them. So we're gonna let this cook for about another 15 or 20 minutes. I think that's all of our ingredients. The recipe also calls for a cup and a half of frozen sweet corn, but I'm not gonna add the corn to. I just don't think that I would like the corn, but if you like the corn, a cup and a half, you go ahead and add that in there as well. Now we're gonna bring this back up to a boil. Now let it cook until probably about another 15 or 20 minutes, at least until I get my noodles done. Now we're gonna work on our cheese. You need 2 cups of shredded sharp cheddar and then 2 cups of Monterey Jack. I hate shredded cheese. Just so you know, I hate shredded cheese. The last thing that you need to do is combine sour cream, cream cheese, and some salsa verde in a bowl. It's gonna act as like the, you know, like the ricotta, cottage cheese, whatever mixture that you put over top of your regular lasagna. But with this being Mexican lasagna, we're doing the sour cream, cream cheese, and the salsa verde. So I've had this out, look at that, getting it all over me. Come to room temperature for a while. I'm telling you, it smells absolutely amazing in here. That's about a cup. I'm gonna add that in there. About a half a cup of salsa verde. And then we're just gonna combine this all together. Trust and believe, my friends, I am not a recipe follower, so that's why I cook from my heart. I've always cooked from my heart and my soul. That's how my mother done it. That's how her mother done it. That's how my dad's mom and dad done it. It's how my family was raised. We just cook with our heart and our soul, and we add a little bit of this, a little bit of that, until it just looks right, or until it feels right. So I get like really overwhelmed when I try to follow a recipe, or it's like, I don't know, maybe I should add a little bit more of this. But anyway, it's finally time to put it all together. Let me bring my sauce over here. My meaty red sauce. Now you're going to add just a little bit to the bottom of your pan, just like you would. You're just going to assemble this just like you would if you're making regular lasagna. So we're going to put some at the bottom, which I always put some at the bottom on when I'm making lasagna too. Chunky piece of meat. I want it a little bit cooked down a little bit more than that. So we're going to put some at the bottom. And again, if you want to use like the corn tortillas, you could certainly do that. But I was just looking for something. I was like really happy to see that this used, you know, regular lasagna noodles. Dang, some of my noodles tore up. That's all right. We're going to make this work. So I really wanted to try this. I thought it looked amazing. The picture looks phenomenal and it sounded amazing. So I wanted to give it a try. And I thought you guys would want to give it a try too. All right, so we're gonna add, we're gonna put some of our mixture on top. The sour cream and cream cheese and the salsa verde. And we're just going to spread that around. All right. Just do the best you can, guys. Oh, there's a clump of sour cream. Just do the best you can. Just so you got a little bit here and there, that'll be fine. It's all going to melt anyway. All right, and we're going to use the combined cheeses. I may have shredded a little too much, but that's all right. We'll use it for something else, right? And this makes a lot of sauce, which I'm really happy about, because when I make regular lasagna, I like my noodles to be nice and saucy. You know, that prevents them from, you know, it keeps them from getting hard, if you know what I mean. You'll have like, I don't know if you've ever eaten anybody's lasagna. It's had like these little hard noodles in it. If that ever happens to you, it's because you're not covering your noodles completely. They need to be really submerged in all of that, all those, you know, the liquid, in order for them to stay nice and soft, or to get nice and soft. Ain't nobody want to bite into a big crispy noodle, you know what I'm saying? Now, if you wanted to make a side dish to go with this, I have a fabulous recipe for homemade like Spanish type rice. That would be perfect. Could serve just like they do in the Mexican restaurants, the you know, like a little side thing of lettuce with some tomatoes and what have you on it. More cheese. And we're going to go back right over the top with our remaining sauce. That looks like perfection to me. Does it look like perfection to you? I'm going to put a baking sheet underneath this because it's really super saucy, and I'm okay with that. I am super okay with that. We're going to cover it with foil. I'm going to save the rest of this cheese, because what I like to do when I make lasagna, I like to, even when it's just regular lasagna, I like to bake my lasagna like this first, and then when I remove my foil after I've baked it for about 30 minutes, and that's when I add my cheese on top, and then I leave the foil off and bake it for an additional 10 or 15 minutes. In a 350-degree oven for about 25, 30 minutes maybe, and we're going to remove the foil, we're going to add the remaining cheese, and we're going to bake it for another 10 or 15 minutes. So I got it best to clean up. So I think it's going to be worth it. Give it a try. My husband's already been into it. He says it's an 8 out of 10. So we'll see. We make something similar to this though. What's that casserole that I make?
Taco bake.
Taco bake? Well, it's really not similar. It's totally different. It kind of looks like it though, if that counts.
Just the same ingredients, less the noodles.
I put jalapenos, a little bit of extra cilantro, and some onions on mine. I like it.
Yeah, I do.
Very good, very tasty.
Yeah, good.
And I think the noodles is a, I like it with the noodles. That's why I chose this recipe, because I wanted to make the lasagna with the noodles, not with the corn tortillas. So if you want to try it with the corn tortillas, go right ahead.
Nachos.
He's a nacho king. He's the nacho king. This is really super good. Really good. I cannot thank you enough for watching. I hope you like this recipe. You know I love you guys very much. I appreciate you. Be sure to share. Sharing is caring. I love you, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye. Take care.